it in on this one?
Nope.
No?
We don't use your phone. You want me to dial in now?
Dial it in, yes. My tie is cooking. D, 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 D.
Access code accepted. There are 3 participants in the conference.
3.
It's not even coming through here.
Oh, it never does. Okay. Ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go.
The recording has started.
Greetings, family. How you doing? Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. It is the 4th of May, 2022. This night is to highlight one of our advertisers, and that would happen to be Anovate. Anovate. Anovate is a probiotic that has helped me tremendously. As you know, I've been going through a lot of surgery, and twice they had to cut my my intestines twice to build a little conduit for me, and both of those times were very difficult to try to become regular again. But I'll tell you something, I give a lot of credit to this product. Tonight we bring in John and one of his fellow friends, and they're going to talk to you about Anovate. And then when we're finished afterwards, I'll talk to you about the Iraqi dinar for a little bit. But let's get started. Let's see. John, are you there, sir?
1 second.
All participants are muted.
Okay.
Okay, now does he have
I
to...
certainly am, Frank.
There
Can
you
hear
are.
me?
Yeah, really good volume. Go right ahead. The floor is yours until you turn it over to me.
Oh, thank you so much, Frank. And KTFA family, as always, I'm just really excited to speak with you, and always excited to speak about Anovate. Anovate is a company, and what Anovate means in Latin is a new you. And when you take these wonderful superfoods from land and the sea, you certainly can start to feel like a new you. I know in my experience, it just made me feel, as I like to put it, like I used to feel. Our company was founded by Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him, and let me tell you, you won't find a man more genuine who has a passion for helping people. He is just a wonderful guy, and his whole life he's had the passion of learning how to have whole foods that go into your body and help you live better, feel better. He is the world's foremost authority on bovine colostrum, and that is our flagship product, Colostrum 6, and it is certified the only 6-hour colostrum in the world, and that comes from Cornell University, and they've tested them all. Another product we have is called Limu Z. Limu Z is a seaweed product. So what he's doing is giving you superfood from the land, superfood from the sea. and they work synergistically together. And I can tell you this, my wife, who has been blessed with, after taking these products, I mean, we're not making health claims, but it's certainly her back quit hurting for some reason. We'll just leave it at that. But she has given me strict orders that I am not to let us run out of these products. So she is a very firm believer, and as she says, you know, she has the proof as far as she goes because of what she has experienced. But and it's not just me, you know, that talks about this. I've had a lot of people call me and tell me their experiences. But I have a friend of mine on the phone, Misty McBride, and I was just going to let Misty take a few minutes and share her experience with Anovate. Misty, are you there?
I'm here, John.
Wonderful. I will just let you take a few minutes and tell everybody about your experience with Anovate.
All right, thank you. So my name is Misty McBride, and I live in the natural state of Arkansas. And I'm like John. I love these products. I love this company and everything about it. And I am like his wife, and I will never be without them. So my story starts back actually whenever I was just a kid, 8 years old, dealing with a lot of joint pain. Just dealt with a lot of pain my whole life that I thought didn't realize was abnormal until I got older. As a matter of fact, the doctors had told my parents that I'd probably be in a wheelchair by the time I was 18. And I pushed on through. I was athletic and I was on the go all the time. I would get finished playing sports and just hurt, and didn't realize until I got older that not everybody was hurting the same way that I was. And once I got a little bit older, was having to take, quite a bit of stuff to get the pain under some kind of control, and to the point that it tore my stomach up and had to, have a GI surgically repaired because of a bleed that I had. And after that, my health took a downward spiral that was so fast it made my head spin. And I really reached a scary point in my life as far as my health goes. And if anybody, wants to reach out to me and talk to me personally about the things that I went through, I'd be more than happy to share with you. But for time's sake purposes, I'm just going to keep it brief. Dealing with all the pain and stuff that I was going through in my joints and in my muscles, and having a lot of difficulty sleeping, having a lot of problems with staying focused, and I am a physical therapist assistant, so I'm the person that has to be on my feet, on the go all the time, and I'm the one that gets people up and moving. And I found myself then being a patient myself, and it was a really hard place for me to be in. So about 4 years ago, Shannon, who you'll meet here in just a minute, he introduced me to this company, and we were familiar with a whole food approach, but it was really expensive, the company that we were with before. And he said, hey, what if I told you that I found a company that's twice the product for half the price? He said, would that interest you? Well, of course it did, because I'm going to be with these products for the rest of my life. I need them, I want them, I crave them, and I didn't like spending so much money. So Shannon shared with me, his experience, and told me more about the products, and I started taking them, and I liked what I saw. Now, prior to this company, like I said, we were with another whole food company, and I thought that I was fairly healthy at that point. But once I started on Anovate, I actually experienced a detox, meaning there was still some inflammation in my body that I was dealing with, and so the detox was taking place, which just really surprised me. Once I got through that detox after about a week's time, then I felt better than I had literally ever felt in my life as far as what my memory could recall. I was not having the joint pain. I was not having the muscle pain. I was being at good sustained energy all day long. I was having good focus. I could have meetings and discussions that were intelligent with the physicians that I was in contact with, and family members, and I felt like myself again for the first time in a long time. And I love what the products have done for me. That's all great. But I also have a child that we have 4 kids, my husband and I do, and our oldest one, he's 30. But when I talk about him, people think I'm talking about a small child because he does have Down syndrome. And along with that, comes a lot of different health complications that he's dealt with his entire life. And at the time that I started on these, he was taking various medications. And this was not something that I was going to add on top of the 32 different medications that we were having to get down him in a day's time. I just wasn't worth butting heads with him over. But what happened was my son seeing me taking these products, and he seen also how much better that I felt, and he got curious, and he wanted me to mix in some up, so I did. And he drank it, and that was that. He liked it. A few days later, he asked me again. He wanted some more. I mixed him up some. Well, it got to be over the course of the next couple of weeks, he was asking for it every day, and he calls it his dessert. And he likes it so much that if I forget to give it to him and I go to bed at night, that he'll actually come in there and wake me up and tell me, Mama, you forgot to give me my dessert. And so what we were seeing after he was taking it every single day was that he was looking better. He was feeling better. He also had good energy. But what's exciting with my son is that he goes into the hospital every 28 days for what they call an IVIG infusion. That's to keep his immune system boosted up at a safe enough level that he's not the so-called boy in the bubble. And when they go in to do these infusions, they also do a series of lab work. And prior to him being on these products, we were constantly getting kicked in the gut. We would get the lab results back, and they'd be critically high or critically low, and they'd be setting us up with one specialist after another. And we just, didn't feel like we were going to have a break in sight, and it was just constant with him. So what we've seen whenever he started taking these products over the next couple of months was that when he would go in for these infusions and they would do the lab work, for the first time ever in our son's life, we were starting to see his lab values come back into not just a normal range, but back into a perfect range. It's been pretty exciting. So I can, tell what it's doing to me and what I feel like, but what I see it doing for my son, and then I can have the lab results to see internally what it's doing for him. It keeps me very passionate about sharing these products because I know that we're not the only family, the only people that are in desperate place with their health. If it's not for that person that I'm talking to, then it's for someone that they know, because we're all dealing with health complications these days. Our soils are so depleted that we don't get what we need, and so therefore we've got underlying issues that are coming to surface. So it keeps me very passionate about Anovite. And on top of what it's done for our health, the Lord just kind of put this company in our lap as a business. And because I am excited over sharing my story with other people, then they put a good business in our lap. And I'm telling you, the Lord has just really blessed us financially through this. And we're able to, I was able to cut my hours back at work to take care of my son during this crazy pandemic that we've had. It's allowed us to buy things that we couldn't normally buy before, pay bills that, maybe we stressed about, prior to that we're able to make. So I'm so thankful to not only what it's done for our health, but also what it's done for us financially. And if you guys would like to hear, again, my personal story, then please don't hesitate to reach out, and John will have that information. John, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Misty. I certainly appreciate it. And I mean, you are a real inspiration because, as we say, these products have just made a huge difference in yours and Daxton's lives. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I will be glad to pass that information on if anybody's interested. But yeah, folks, colostrum is what I call God's perfect food, because that's what we are all meant to have when we're born. Except with bovine colostrum, it is 100 times more potent than human. And just remember, it has natural growth factors, 95 plus immune factors. It has 700 plus nutrients. I mean, it is totally used for, immune support, gut health, brain function, and anti-aging. It is a wonderful natural food that God meant for us to have. And our Limu Z is designed, to support your energy, your immune system, memory and focus, and also it's very good for heavy metal detox. And if you have interest in these products, you can go to 26.novate.com. Take a look at the products if you want to place an order. And if you have more questions, feel free to call me, John Brewer, 479-414-5387. If you prefer to email, it's the number 71south@gmail.com. Dr. Kleinsmith is such a wonderful man, and he believes so much in these products. If you are a first-time customer, I always tell people at least give the products a month to 45 days, but try the products. It gives you 90 days. Send back the unused portion, or and he'll refund your money. That's how do you go wrong with that? But it's just the best company I've ever seen and have ever been affiliated with. And another side to what we do is we have a wonderful financial opportunity, and that was something we really wanted to discuss with everyone tonight, because there's been some wonderful changes in the way we do things. And I have my good friend and Anovate's leading money earner with me, Mr. Shannon Pardue, and he wants to explain those things to you. Shannon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, John. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Well, guys, good to be with you tonight. Frank, good to hear you on the call again. You sound great. Mister, thank you for sharing with us tonight. And folks, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to plug in and just learn about something new this evening. There's an old saying that the mind is like a parachute. It works better when it's open. So it's great to be skeptical. You've got to be skeptical today, but we have to keep an open mind about things, because we never know when God's going to lay something in our lap that might be just what we've been praying for. And for our family, it was an answer to a prayer. Like most families, we were praying for two things on a daily basis. We were praying for our family's continued good health and well-being. I believe we would all say that is a major concern like never before. In fact, I've asked ministers for over 20 years now, and that is the top prayer request in every congregation every Sunday morning. And right behind that is we're praying for financial freedom. That is the second most frequent prayer request in every congregation in America today, and I would wager the world. So, our health and our finances are two of those things that as long as we're on this earth, we have to pay attention to. And for our family, just a little bit of my perspective. I'm going to take just a few minutes and share a little bit of my perspective and why we are so blessed and excited about the Anovite opportunity, physically and financially. And you can choose either or both. That's the beauty of this. This company and business and products are designed to where you can find what is your best fit. And our motto here is really simple. We want to help you and your family make the rest of your life the best of your life. Friends, I love reading studies and research, and I read something pretty interesting the other day that I thought was pretty compelling. Back in 1960, chronic disease among our children in this country was almost non-existent, less than 2%, basically non-existent. Today, 1 out of every 4 children has been diagnosed with at least one chronic illness. 1 out of 4. How did we go from almost non-existent to 1 out of 4? Also, with adults, 6 out of 10 adults across the board have been diagnosed with at least one chronic disease. And if you're over the age of 60, 8 out of every 10 have been diagnosed with at least one chronic disease. Misty mentioned this a while ago. Study University of Texas said that our nutritional value of all of our fruits and vegetables has steadily declined over the last 70 years. So if you look back to 1950, our nutritional value started declining. From the 1960s, chronic disease was almost non-existent among children. Today, 1 out of every 4. So, there is no mystery about what's going on. We're not headed the right direction. And just like all of us, all of you, I realize that our family, even though I grew up on a farm here in North Louisiana, we had a big vegetable garden, we ate well. But as my parents and grandparents were aging and getting older, we all see challenges in our family. And I believe, don't ask you to believe as I do, but I believe the good Lord put us on this earth, and I believe He put here what our bodies need to work correctly. Friends, when we put the right things in, it is amazing what our bodies can do. And the beauty of Dr. K, as we lovingly call him, Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith, top researcher in the world in this field, is that, we're not talking about supplements. We're talking about whole foods. Your body responds to whole foods differently than supplements. When you take typical supplements, you get a 20 to 30% absorption rate. All of you have heard that typically you're flushing down the toilet most of the supplements that you take, and that's true. With colostrum, you have over 90% absorption because it's not a supplement, it's a perfect whole food, and it's not manipulated in any way. So imagine actually getting the benefit and utilization of the most perfect food God ever put on this earth. That's what excited me about colostrum. We were already big believers in brown seaweed. We already knew the tremendous benefits there. Growing up in the cattle industry, I knew colostrum was critical. I just didn't know that we could utilize it through our lifetime. In less than 2 weeks, my father-in-law said it felt like somebody sprayed his joints with WD-40. At the age of 83, he is now hunting and fishing and turkey hunting this week. He's out every morning at 5 a.m., takes an hour nap after lunch, and hunts every afternoon till dark, goes to bed at 11:30 and gets up at 4:30 and does it again. At 83, think about that. My dad's 82, right there with him. My mother-in-law had a lot of chronic disease and heart disease through the years, and for the last 15 years, she basically sat on a couch. Over the last 4 years with the Anovate Whole Foods, she literally is walking more today than she has in 15 years. And she feels better than she has in 15 years. So friends, the old saying, the proof is in the pudding. That's why we have a 90-day money-back guarantee, because you simply can't put this in your body and not see results. And I share that with you because what this is set up is what I believe is opportunity that we haven't truly seen since the gold rush in the late 1800s. When you look at the pandemic and all the things that are happening today, people like never before, we all are more open than we ever have been to putting the right things in our body, tipping the needle in our family, giving our family an edge. And by the same token, we're looking for financial freedom like never before. We've realized that a 40-hour-a-week work week at an office is not really where most people want to be. The pandemic today, 2 years later, I think adversity always creates opportunity. And a recent study, their bosses are now telling workers, we want you to come back to the office 40 hours a week. 62% of adults have said that if they have to go back to a single location 40 hours a week, they're going to quit, look for a new job. And in the 18 to 24-year-old age group, 73%, 7 out of 10, says they're not going to do it. They like freedom. We like having freedom in our time to be able to do the things we want to do and provide. We want to provide for our family, yes, and we want to provide well. But we want time freedom and financial freedom, and very few people have both. Typically, the people that have the most income work the most hours and have the most responsibility, right? And the people that have the most time freedom typically have the least income, right? So they're stressed about one or the other, right? You're stressed about time, you're stressed about money. The beauty of a home-based business when done correctly is it marries the two, because you're leveraging yourself with a team of people, not just your own efforts. Jay Parghetti said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of myself. And friend, I'm a huge believer in the home-based business industry. I've been involved for over 25 years now, left the construction and cattle industry over 25 years ago, and our family has been blessed to literally have earned a fortune in this industry. And I have seen it all. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and there is good, there is bad, there is ugly, right? In every industry, not just home-based business. We wanted to do something differently with Anovite. We wanted to be a part of a company and a culture that was truly striving to be what we call the gold standard. See, most people today have at least thought about a home-based business, and many of you have tried a home-based business, and I applaud you for that, right? Because you've got to keep an open mind. But most people would say they did not achieve the level or have not achieved the level of success that they wanted to or dreamed about achieving. And, and there are different reasons, yes, and I'm a big believer in personal responsibility. But I also know in our industry that there are some failures that companies have had. Training, support, coaching, systems. Those are things that I've seen over the last 25 years that separated someone stepping into a business and being coached and trained correctly and given a system that they could share their information and their excitement honestly and ethically in a simple fashion, where they didn't have to be an expert. And, most people, when they join any business, none of us don't have a clue what to say. We don't know what to say or what to send and all these things. And if you don't have training and support, somebody says, glad to have you, go get them, you're doomed for failure. And I understood that, because when I started in this industry, that's where I was. And a year after beating my head against the wall, I finally figured some things out. I just wouldn't quit. But our goal was to help brand new people, no matter what your experience level, step in with the right coaching, training, and support, and plug you into a system where you could honestly and ethically just share the information. And that's what really sets Anovate apart. It is free to join. Yes, it is free to join. Free to become an associate or a customer. You can be either one here. Again, we don't dictate. We let you decide where you fit, so to speak. But it's free to become an associate, no yearly fee. And when you become an associate, we invest in you. We have a professional training course. We have a tremendous, what we call the Anovate Prospector app and desktop version, where we have one-touch email and text templates with your personal website that tell your friends all about colostrum and great videos, our seismic 6, or our company, our opportunity, and everything is linked back to you. And you just go in, load your contacts, and push a button, and you're free. And there's text templates there, and you can modify them to fit what you want to say. But the point is that you're not starting it from zero. We already have a system in place that makes it very simple for you to share. We do calls, John, Miss, and I. We've got a group of coaches and leaders here. We do calls and Zooms almost every night of the week. We do them for small groups, for large groups. Our goal is that if you become part of the Anovate family, and this was after a year in the industry 25 years ago, I looked in the mirror and I made a commitment that my goal was simply this: that anyone that ever joined my team, if they did not have the success they were looking for, they would simply have to look in a mirror and say, I didn't do it. But that it would not be because of lack of training, support, and a system to follow. And friends, that's how we have been blessed to have been tremendously successful in this industry. This industry is about people. People that love helping people will always do the best in this industry. But friends, you've got to have a company behind you. You've got to have a product that is unique, that works, that's got science backing it, and that it has a fair price point, not just in the network marketing industry, but in the whole business world today. We manufacture our own products and at USDA, FDA inspected, GMP certified manufacturing facility. We've eliminated the middlemen so that we bring the purest, most potent foods on the planet at a fair price. And friends, our business model is designed simply for real families to be able to succeed and make a difference. I'm one of those people through the years that I've always helped people that have never been in the industry or never had any success. By plugging in someone that's got a desire to change their family situation. When you plug in with the right team and the right coaching and the right support, you can succeed.
Amen.
And folks, that's what we bring to the table here with Anovate. Free to join, free shipping on your first order, and all your recurring monthly orders have free shipping. So it's very simple and easy to share with folks. They're excited about the free shipping. They're excited about the free membership. And most importantly, they're excited because the product actually works and there's science backing them. And the financial side takes care of itself when you've got a product that truly works. So, friends, I thank you so much for being with us. John, thank you, and thank Frank, you guys, for having me on tonight. Frank, I think you mentioned maybe doing a little Q&A, but John, I'm going to turn it back over to you. But guys, I'll leave you with this thought as I turn it back over to John and Frank. My thought was simply this: top 2 prayer requests are health and finances. We have an answer. And my thought was, if not Anovate, what? There's nothing better on the market today for your family's health and well-being. And if not now, when? Everything great in life takes a step of faith. And with absolutely nothing to lose with Anovate and everything to win, I encourage you to take that step. So God bless, and I'll turn it back over to you guys.
Hey, thank you so much, Shannon. Really, really appreciate it. And folks, I also just want to let you know, if after being on this call tonight, going to, Frank's website, frank26.anovate.com. If you still would like some more info or some videos, you can text info, and you can text that to me, John Brewer, at 479-414-5387. If you'll do that, we'll send you some more information or call you and we'll get your questions answered. Or like I say, if you prefer to email, the number 71south@gmail.com. And with that, Frank, I'm going to turn it back to you if you want to open it up for Q&A or...
Yeah. I tell you what, hey John, and I'm so sorry. What was the gentleman's name again?
Shannon.
John and Shannon, thank you. Number one, for being with us. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, we would welcome any of your questions on this product or the business side that you heard tonight. So why don't you go ahead and maybe put some questions there, and I'd like to say something for about 5 minutes while you think of some questions. Hey, Tink, if you see them, maybe you can just write them down for me, okay? Family, as you know, for the last 2 years, I've been dealing with the big C. I don't like to say the word because I don't proclaim it. I do have the big C in me, and that's Christ. And that's what's going to take care of it. And my Heavenly Father has guided me through conversations, through prayer. That's what it is. Prayer is a conversation. And He's taken me to places, to products, to things that have helped me. For 2 years, they couldn't figure out why I didn't die. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Anovate saved my life, that Anovate did this and that, miracle-wise. But as you all know, the latest thing that they're going to do for me now, they say we can't operate on you no more. Okay. So I thought I was going home to die. But they said, but we're going to send you to immune therapy. Okay. What's that? Well, we're going to hit you with chemotherapy. I said, oh, great. And then after that, we're going to hit you with immune therapy that might, also help to eradicate the rest of the cancer. I said, well, if that's the only option I've got, let's do it. But you know something, family? In all of our conversations with the doctors, they're all impressed. They look at my chart. They're going from page to page. Oh, my word, you've had, 12 operations? 3 attacks of cancer? You're still alive. How's this possible? Well, you're a walking miracle, Frank. I said, by the grace of God, by the mercy of God, no doubt. But He's also led me to things that I know have been helping me. Because you see, they told me, when we hit you with chemotherapy for about 3 months, then we're going to hit you for about another, 6 months to a year with immune therapy. And it is at that time that your body is going to eradicate and kill the rest of the cancer. At least that's the goal. I said, with the immune therapy? Yes, but the immune therapy and your immune system. I said, really? That's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. I take supplements, he said, and he's like, okay, well, that's impressive. No, I take supplements that work directly in my immune system. And as I start to talk to them and tell them about the probiotics, the colostrum, the mother's milk, and they understand what I've been doing. The first defense is actually your skin. But once it gets past the mucous membranes in your respiratory tract, that disease can enter your body, whether it be breathing it or orally or in a crack, in a cut in your hand or arm, whatever it may be. Infection, finds its way inside of our bodies. But it is at that time that white blood cells do everything possible to get rid of it so that it doesn't overtake you. Cancer is very aggressive, and it overtook me 3 times. But it didn't know it would take me to the point where it killed me yet. I love colostrum. I need colostrum. When I was born, the first food was my mother's milk. If you look in the Bible, Jesus went to the temple on the 8th day to be circumcised because his immune system was ready. It takes 8 days for the E. coli bacteria, the bacillus, the good stuff that's inside of your gut that fights diseases to develop. In the first 8 days of your life, you're drinking what? Hopefully mother's milk. And it is that mother's milk that establishes at that moment in your first 8 days your immune system. Have you ever seen people that are just constantly sick? Their immune system is weak. Maybe they didn't start out those first 8 days like they should have. I take this product every day, and I want you to consider taking it. If you was to take anything that I share with you, take this. That's the defense against that which wants to kill you. They're called microbes, bacteria. Then there's viruses. I don't think viruses are from Earth. I actually think they came in a meteorite because they're a crystalline structure. And they've got these legs on the bottom, and it grabs onto your cell, and it injects its DNA into the cell. It is a completely different monster. It attacks us in a biological way that is not like bacteria or fungus. You need all the help you can get. Do you know anybody that has ulcers? Why? Why they got ulcers? They got the wrong bacteria inside of them, eating them away. Get them some colostrum. Give them the bottle. It's not very expensive. I think it's like, $39 for the bottle? And have them take it. They'll love you by the end of the month, by the time they're done with that bottle. You know anybody with hemorrhoids? Hemorrhoids are usually because, again, that area, it's got the wrong bacteria and it's eating away at your tissue. I'm dealing with the big C that wants to kill me. But the bigger C, Jesus Christ, has led me to these products and things that have given further thought of how it is that this clinic that I am now going to in Sandusky, Ohio, is going to give me an immune system that they say is going to boost my immune system to finish and kill the rest of this cancer. Along with my colostrum. It is a very good product. Please consider studying it. Please try to understand what you're missing inside of your gut. Just try it for 1 month. Tell me you don't feel better at the end of 1 month. The business side. Normally some companies will charge you, $20 for their website, for you to be a distributor, etc., etc. Anovate doesn't charge you one bit. You want to be a distributor? Come on in and start, sharing the product. You get your website, come on in and start having people order on your website. And this is a product that you can talk to people from your heart, not your pocket. This is a product that you can talk to from a sincerity. I promise you, you need this. And I promise you, you take it for 1 month, you're going to notice quite a difference. You ever see people with canker sores? It's the wrong bacteria. The whole GI tract, starting from the mouth all the way to the anus. You better have the right bacteria, or you're going to have this problem, this problem, this problem. You got a lot of acne? It's the wrong bacteria. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. But going scripturally, we see that, yeah, baby Jesus went to the temple to be circumcised on the 8th day, because it takes 8 days for your immune system to be healthy and strong. You can look that up. You can Google it. That's not in the Bible. But the fact that they did it in that time period tells me, oh my goodness, God is so good and so wise in his infinite wisdom for us. Thank you, John. Are you there?
Yeah, I sure am.
Well, let's see. I thought I'd give a little testimony there. Let's see if we can have anybody that has any questions. Tink, did you get any?
Nobody.
Nobody? No questions whatsoever, huh? All righty. Well, I leave you then, John, in peace and your friend, and I thank you kindly, and I pray to God that people find interest in this product, because they're missing a big chunk of their life if they're not taking this. Yes, John, any final words?
Oh, I appreciate it very much, Frank. And like we said, I mean, what have you got to lose, to try products? And as I said with colostrum, to me, that's just God's perfect food. And, I'm not going to argue with him. So it's what he made, and he didn't make junk. So, just give it a try and see what happens.
Indeed.
And as I said too, if anybody's got any questions, they decide later, they can, text info. Just text info, the word info, to my phone number, and I'll be glad. We'll get those answers for them.
Got it. Thank you, John. God bless you, and thank you for the product.
As always, God bless you, and God bless KTFA family.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Shannon, thank you so very much for helping.
Jan.
Good to be with you guys. God bless and have a great evening.
Oh, Shannon's still with us. Thank you, Shannon. God bless you, sir. Love the product.
Appreciate you, Frank. I'm glad you're back on your feet, buddy. Y'all take care.
Yes, sir.
Take care. All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Well, family, that's our UB2B on Anovate. And now, as I promised, this is Anovate and Dinar study. I'll talk to you for about 15, 20 minutes about our Dinar study. If you're a member of our forum, ktfois.com, if you're not, you should be. In our forum today, I went in there, I think it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I posted. And I said, hey, does anybody want some homework for tonight's conference call, our UB2B, what we're going to study? And the family said, yeah. So I presented some homework for those that were on, the few hundred people. And they got a head start. So let us start with that concept of what I presented in our forum. And the concept is that I would like to ask you a question. As you remember, the last time that we were together on Monday, we showed you the importance of the ISO 20022, right? Okay. And we gave you a chronology of 4 events that basically started 2 months ago, up to maybe this Saturday, on the 7th. Okay? So all those hints, your brain is remembering, you're looking at your notes. Okay, so you're caught up. So my question is, based on what I shared with you, in my opinion, and everything I say tonight is in my opinion, based on my opinion, what I told you about the United States Treasury having a meeting with the Central Bank of Iraq, and you know what they requested. So my question is this: do you think that the United States Treasury wants the CBI to depeg from the American dollar? What's your answer? I'm just curious. Do you think that the U.S. Treasury Because I told you that the CBI showed up in Washington, D.C., And they talked to the U.S. Treasury and they told them, hey, look, we got a request. What? Recalculate what? Your dollar. Can't. Well, then we want to depeg from it. Okay, well, really? So my question to you is, when the CBI told this to the United States Treasury, do you think that the Treasury was excited and said, yeah, okay, it's fine with us? Do you think that they put up a fight? Do you think that they're still fighting it right now? Let's see what you got to say. Well, the most 99.99999% of you are saying no, not no, but hell no. That's a good one, Captain John. Captain John. They freaked out, said Daniel. They did kind of freak out to a degree, but they also understand. It will not. It will pay to plus a basket. It will not. It will pay to the U.S. No, Johnny, that was my point. You must have missed our Monday call. No, the. In my opinion, when the CBI told this to the U.S. Treasury, their jaws dropped. Are you kidding me? I don't know if that's a good idea. And I can just imagine the CBI saying, too bad. Too bad. We're doing it. In fact, the IMF said it's okay to do it. We're going to be meeting them when we get back to Baghdad. You got all the articles. And on top of that, at this meeting that many were there, many, IMF, World Bank, UN, U.S. Treasury, Finance Minister, everybody was there. Many topics were dealt with. Another one was, for example, Iraq, says the U.S. Treasury, you should have people pay you in American dollars for your oil. To which Iraq said no. Number one, we got our own companies. We kicked out the old companies. Number two, we're going to have our own currency. Number three, no, we want to use our currency inside our country and outside of our country. That's what the ISO is all about. So, U.S. Treasury, you want us to continue to do the auctions then? It's beneficial for you, isn't it, America? Or U.S. Treasury, the American dollar. You want us to stay pegged to you? No. That's beneficial for you, isn't it, American dollar? But we're not going to be losing anything, in my opinion. The United States Treasury has a lot of dinars. A lot of dinars. And when the rate does change, that's going to be very profitable for the United States of America. But unfortunately, those that are in power right now are just going to suck that money up, boom, and it'll be gone. When a politician has money, he doesn't save it. He spends it right away. So it's a shame that this windfall that will be coming out of Iraq, in my opinion, may not see the light for good things, for positive things, for America. But for the pockets of those that are lining them right now, corporations that are highly politically involved. I'm not here to talk about that. But I am here to tell you that, in my opinion, the CBI told the U.S. Treasury, depeg, too bad, we're doing it. Stop selling the oil in American dollars, too bad, our auctions have already changed. That's powerful. It is powerful. U.S. Treasury is not the Federal Reserve. Feds have USD. U.S. Treasury has U.S. notes. Very good. Alrighty, so that's two things to share with you. Maybe we'll do about 8 or 9 things tonight. The concept of depegging and the concept of, I'm sorry, we're not going to sell our oil in American dollars anymore. And both of those point to one thing, a monetary reform. An ISO, an international situation that allows the Iraqi dinar to go international at whatever rate it is. May the 7th. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? But There's also talking about May the 12th. I don't know. I'm not giving you these dates that that's when it's going to happen. These dates are more, they're more belonging to the possibility of Iraq actually having a government. The first one was May 7th, but today they're talking about May 12th as well too. That's number 3. Number 4. Um, you have to forgive me, family. It's been a long day. I'm tired and I can't even read my own notes. Number 4, walking stick. If they do establish a government, Frank, then he gets to sell about the bank's next. Oh, I see. Number 4, if we do have a government established by the 7th or the 12th, that's going to trigger off a lot of events that are important to you and I and the citizens concerning the monetary reform. If there is a seated government by Saturday, Walking Stick's bank friends are going to call and communicate with him and tell him what the CBI is telling the banks that the next step will be. They don't call Walking Stick and talk about any of the politicians, any political issues, the presidents being seated, the government being seated. Walking Stick's firm and their bank friends could care less about any of that. They know that it is a continuing dribble. They know that it is a slow pace in Iraq. But Walking Stick said to me that if they sit a government, then his people are going to be told by the CBI what the next thing is for the firm's banks to do, which I think we all pretty well know what it is. I like that. That's number 4. How y'all doing, by the way? Not going to happen this year, in my opinion. Probably not, Brandon, and probably yes. But that's your opinion, and it's well accepted. No worries. Alrighty, so number 5. I feel good about the government being seated. The 7th or the 12th. I don't know, I don't care. But I feel good about it being seated. Remember what we said on Monday that Walking Stick said? Frank, they will want to do this. And when they went to the U.S. Treasury and told them what they want to do, and they're doing it with the IMF is granting it, it's pretty good. In fact, there's going to be another meeting now. Because of the chain of events, the 4 that we talked about on Monday, that we gave you in chronological sequence, I suggest that you look at post number 63 and post number 65 from today's thread. You see, they announced, and we told you, they have a government. Now, when you read post 63 and 65, you're going to find out that they're telling you, hey, what? We have a political agreement. We've had it. Yeah, I know. There are certain things that, yeah, of course we know. That and this political agreement will lead to a seated government, will lead to a budget, will lead to the reforms, will lead to the white papers, will lead to the new exchange rate, will lead to the new small category notes for the citizens. The new exchange rate is mainly for the external outside usage, where the new small category notes are for the citizens of Iraq, the inside of Iraq. So check those out if you want to. It's encouraging. Number 6. On Monday, we were left excited about the ISO, as we should be. The power behind it, the value behind, the meaning behind it being given to Iraq is our dream come true. Now, here's a question. Is it the ISO that pulls the trigger to the monetary refund? They got the ISO, Frank. You say it's from way back in 2013. You say it's now updated, was it amended because of it's going to replace the SWIFT system? So is the ISO the last straw? Is this what pulls the trigger for the new small category notes and new exchange rate to be shown to the citizens, to the world? No. No, but it is a necessary platform that we talked about on Monday in detail. It is a necessary platform to do so, to go international. Then what is it that's going to do it? How many times have I said it? Show me a seated government. 7th? 12th? I don't know. Let's find out. That was what, number 6? Number 7. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. Hello, SCBI. Who this? This is Solder over here at the government with Kazemi. What do you want, Solder? I'd like to meet with you, CBI. You too? Yes. When? 12, because we know what you're doing on the 7th. Okay. So let's see what these meetings bring forth. Let's see what they say. It takes a while. They're lazy. Well, no, not lazy. It's just that they don't find other people necessary to tell them anything. You eventually find it out on your own. But yeah, Sauter wants to now. You had the U.S. Treasury telling the CBI, let's talk. Then they get back to Baghdad and the IMF says, let's talk. And now you got Sauter saying the same thing to the CBI. Let's talk about what you talked about to the IMF and the U.S. Treasury, man. It's also a kind of a coincidence that on the 12th of this month, it's the anniversary of when they introduced the new small category notes. I don't know how long, I don't know, like what, 20 years ago or something like that. Number 7. And to finish up, how about number 8? How about number 8? And that would be Eddie's report. We were together on Monday, so you don't need Monday's report. But Tuesday and today, let's go back and see what's happening in those 2 days. And again, it's nice to be able to see what Eddie's got to say, because as you know, we read the articles, as confusing as they may be. We see other people's opinions. But to have a street value of intel from the citizens that are being told directly on their television from their own government and the good people this time, yeah, Eddie's report is valuable in my opinion. So when did we, Monday, Sunday. Wow, Sunday was a busy day there. Monday I talked to you about already. Yeah, it's Monday. Yesterday, the IMF is saying that Iraq revenue for 2022 will reach $150 billion. And you think they can't RI? And look at that. That's amazing. That's what they tell the citizens. What, to tease them? No, to make them understand. Your value to your currency is coming. We can do it. We can support it. We can back it up. And then when they found out about the ISO, most of them didn't know, but they're learning. And to which I said, Eddie, it's for a new exchange rate. It's for a new budget. It's for a new Iraq. And he says, yes. Yesterday, 5:55 p.m. in the afternoon, Kazemi advisor saying, in coming days, okay, so that would have been yesterday, which was what, Tuesday. In coming days, that would probably be like what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, up until the 7th. So, Kazemi advisor saying, in coming days, Sauter wants to have the CBI governor and the finance minister back in his office for meetings. That's what I told you already. He wants them back in his office for meetings. This is a second meeting. We talked about the first one in the 4 chronological steps. This is the second meeting. The first between these parties took place a couple of months ago, precisely about 2 months ago. That was when I came back. To which I say to Eddie, they want to talk about the CBI and the U.S. Treasury, what you guys, what they agreed upon. Don't you love it, Eddie? And he's like, yeah, I do. I love it. Okay. Yesterday, 8:52 in the afternoon. A framework has come out with 9 points to end the political blockage. However, Sauter is saying, no, we believe he will not go along with any of these 9 points that were presented to him. I wouldn't either. Today, 12:59 in the afternoon. There's a group of independent MPs, 35 of them, will meet with Sauter. Ooh. Now you got the ministers coming as well, too. This must be an important meeting with the governor of the CPI. There's a group of independent MPs, 35 of them, will meet with Sauter next week to go over and discuss the innovations that have been put together by Framework and put an end to this political blockage. Sauter came out and said today, well, first of all, let me show you that part. And then look at that bottom part. So this is later in the afternoon, right? It's almost 1 o'clock. And then about an hour later, Sauter came out again and he said today within 48 hours. So first it was within a couple of days, okay? And now it's within 48 hours. Yeah, it looks like it's somewhere around Friday, Saturday that they want to do something. Sauter came out and said today within 48 hours he will come out with a plan to end the blockage, the blockade. Okay. Today, 2:50 in the afternoon. Sauter refuses. Why is Sauter constantly in the news? Sauter refuses to accept the initiatives from Framework, saying it is no good unless he will present an end. It is no good. Oh, pardon me. It is no good. It's useless. And he will present an end to the political blockage in 48 hours. Sauter saying Maliki and group cannot be any part of the new government. Boom! Yeah, but Frank Maliki is still there and he's involved and he's causing. But Frank, Maliki's still he's gonna take over. I mean, it's this party. And what did I tell you? What did I constantly tell you about Maliki? Same thing I told you about Kazemi, the prime minister. He's gonna be the prime minister. Don't worry about it. We need a cabinet. We got a cabinet. Don't worry about it. Well, we need the parliament. We got a parliament. Don't worry about it. Where is it? It's in a secret place. Funny enough, you can find that article that says the word secret in our form. So, here, let me show you. And, of course, Eddie, I tell Eddie, I says, that's right. Like we've been telling you, Kazemi is in full control. And he says, yeah, he is. So, family, who knows? Maybe by this weekend, they're going to come up with some type of solution to get rid of the blockage, the blockade. And who's the blockade, the political blockade coming from? Iran, Maliki, those bozos, the Shiites. And what kind of power do they have? What have I expressed to you? I mean, nothing. They have as much power as the President of the United States of America right now. So, I'm just very curious to see if they sit a government, then Walking Stick's going to get a phone call. And oh my word, we're going to know, in my opinion, what the CBI wants the banks to do next. What do you think it is? Can you say new small category notes to the citizens? Anyways, I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. Anovate. Anovate, I believe very strongly that it's helped me. It's helped me. By the grace of God, I'm still here. No doubt. And all honor and glory goes to God. I leave you with God in your heart. I pray that that God's blessings would fall upon you like rain in an early morning mist. I pray that you find yourself walking with Jesus in fields of wheat that extend over mountains and valleys for an eternity. And I pray that whatever pain, physical pain that you may have right now, would be absorbed by the love of Jesus Christ. And like I told you on Monday, these last 2 years, I wouldn't trade them for nothing. It hurt. It hurt mucho. I mean, I know pain that the human body can endure that I never knew about. I never knew about. I never knew your hair could hurt. But I found Jesus in those 2 years. Now I find myself telling everybody about it. Everybody. Isn't that right, Tim?
Yep. Everybody.
Everybody. Everybody. Because what I said on Monday, I figured out what the reason is to be alive, to exist. Here I am fighting for that. And it's all come to the understanding that we as human beings, we exist to honor and glorify and worship God in everything we do, think, and say. We don't exist to buy a new car, to buy a house, to marry the prettiest, the handsomest quarterback out of school. We don't live. We don't live for those things. Those things are simply a part of our journey. Sometimes we toxify ourselves with them. Sometimes we overdose with them. Sometimes we make it a drug. I had a problem when I had a drug problem when I was a kid. Yeah, every Sunday my mom and dad would drag me out of bed into church. And I'm glad they did. And it wasn't just Sunday morning, it was Sunday evening and Wednesdays too. Oh man, we were going to a Baptist church, Southern Baptist, look out. Way back then in those days. Anyways, you exist for the purpose of God, to honor and glorify Him. Please do that. Find a way every day, especially when you open your eyes and you start the day. Please do that. It'll make your day go real good. And keep talking to God. Turn off the noise. Turn off Satan's app. Don't watch his channels on TV. And certainly don't listen to him screaming on the radio. Surround yourself with things that would give you virtue. I love you. I'm already set up. They're going to put a port in me next Tuesday. Permanently. They're going to give me a PET scan, 45-minute PET scan on Wednesday. And then they're going to hit me with my first chemotherapy a week from this Friday. I praise God that He's brought me to this point. Knowledge is powerful. I will share and teach everything that I learn for others. I'm not afraid like I was. I walk with Jesus. My tears are not of fear. My tears are of great joy. Of great joy. Almost embarrassment. He's so good. He's so great. Anyways, I love you. I'll catch you when they throw you. After a while, crocodile. See you real soon, baboon. Okay, I need help. Y'all take care. See you next Monday, okay? We hope. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait.
Huh?
Goodbye.
Is there anything to eat?
Maybe.
I think I have an appetite. I've been like a pregnant woman 24/7, Jen, for a month and a half. You brought me food and and no. Everything you brought me, I thought it was called Ralph. Ralph,
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.